get a payback later.
It was 3 hours uphill, downhill, getting flat, going up straight up the whole way.
You heard John correctly. There goes the jeepney, and they dropped us off down by Lahug Market, right down there, and JY Square Mall is just around the corner, about a block or two. Anyway, we are walking. Yes, we're walking uphill to Tops, what's called Tops, up in the mountains. And there are restaurants up there. There's a big viewpoint up there. If some of you have been up there, it's about 8.8 kilometers, according to Google Maps, about 5.5 miles, going from pretty close to sea level to about 2,000 feet or 660 meters into the mountains. I'm going to point out a number of things along the way. You've got a big new mini car store over there, and this is how you flag down. That guy's flagging down the taxi for somebody coming up the alleyway there. Now, John is an interesting guy. He's done this before. He has ridden his bicycle across Canada. Took him 22 years. More about that story later. Lives in San Diego. He spends a few months here, and then he goes back to San Diego, kind of 6 months back and forth, I think, before the pandemic. He has a unique advantage, and I'll tell you a little more about that later as far as endurance. And anyway, you got a memorial place there. Hope we don't need that today. Now, 5.5 miles or 8.8 kilometers is a good jaunt, is a good walk on flat ground. But we're going to be going uphill. The uphill portion gets steeper and steeper and steeper. The first 2/3 of the way wasn't too bad. I mean, I could handle it. We walked about an hour. We took a little break, had something to drink. A lot of people running downhill. Only saw one person running uphill though. This was a Sunday, less traffic, which was one reason we chose this particular day, because a lot of places, there she goes, jogging with the pup. Less traffic, and yeah, a lot of places there are no sidewalks. If there are sidewalks, they're an obstacle course, so you walk in the road, but most of the way up there was no sidewalk, so you're sharing a narrow two-lane road with motorbikes, bicycles, and he said, that looked like my girlfriend from the front. It wasn't. He has walked up here a number of times with his girlfriend as well, but after 2-3 times they say that's enough. That's enough. Would I do it again? Talk about that later. I've gone up here in a car and multi-cab before, and even the multi-cab had a difficult time when we got to the steeper sections. We walked. It took us just a little over 3.5 hours, and we didn't keep the exact time, so not absolutely positive, but it was close to 3.5 hours, and that he said that's about average for him. Took probably 4 or 5 breaks along the way, and at 8.8 kilometers, that comes out to about 2.5 kilometers per hour. At 5.5 miles, it comes out to about 1.5 miles per hour. We were doing pretty good, especially the first 2/3 of the way. After that, it got more challenging, steeper, and by that time we're starting to wear down a little bit. Driving by, you miss a lot of the sights, and I'm going to point out some new places that I wasn't aware of, and some other places I was aware of but never had time to stop and check the name and that type of thing. So I'm gonna ask you, do you know what these places are? Some of them construction sites, big condominium, for instance, 1 or 2 different look like large condominiums under construction. Do you know who's building them, what the name of the condos are? There are also a number of housing developments up here, as you go on up this mountain back in, and so that's interesting. If any of you know, I've done a ton of videos, dozens and dozens of videos of condos and subdivisions here in Cebu City primarily, Mandawi City, Lapu-Lapu, Mactan Island, a little bit over on Iloilo City, on Panay Island, over on Bohol, a little bit over there. And there's still, even though I've done a lot of videos in those types of projects, there's a lot I have not been to yet. One nice thing about going up in elevation is the temperature becomes cooler, which is very nice. Now we had a little bit of cloud cover today, although we had a lot of sun as well. We had a little breeze, which certainly helped. You get a little breeze, you cool off a little quicker. And we didn't get any rain. Up the road a bit, saw some really dark clouds. I thought we were gonna get rained on hard, but that never happened. Got a subdivision down that road down there, and the sign says no 2023 sticker, no entry on your vehicle. I did not videotape the whole thing, and I'm taking bits and pieces, try to show you some of the interesting things. And this is Marco Polo Hotel, and off to the right there's I think the first tower, the Marco Polo residences, condominiums, and then they've got, I think, 3 or 4 other towers further down to the right. There's another very nice condominium complex up here to the right, but before we get to that, turn off this one under construction just ahead of us here. Does anybody know what the name of that is and who's developing it? I did not walk by. I looked for signs for the name of the place. I didn't see any. Maybe I just missed the name. Anyway, these guys were walking up ahead of us. They decided to stop for balut or something. We didn't see anybody else walking up to tops. We did see a few bikers, a lot of motorbikes coming up behind us, cars, vans. Many times groups of people will hire a taxi, hire a van if you've got a larger group, take you up. There are a number of sites up here, quite a number of sites. There are large, I don't know, what do you call them, flower gardens type places, eco places, just a number of places up in the mountains. There is the Temple of Leah. Many of you have heard of it. Many of you have not visited it yet. Worth a trip up there. Very interesting, huge structure. Temple of Leah. Not too far past that under construction condominium is the entrance to City Lights. Very nice development, I understand. I hate to admit that I have not been in there yet to do video. So one of these days I will get in there. I understand it's a pretty well kept up area. I also did a little research on that one under construction. I believe it's Santa Lucia Land, which has projects all over the Philippines. Relatively large company, I guess, and I think it's called 128 Nivel Hills, Nivel, and their website says coming soon, and more information, coming soon, is what I saw on their website. So maybe they have additional information some other place, but I have not seen it yet. Anyway. It is a Sunday, and as you can see, a lot of these jeepneys are parked. There goes one up the hill. Didn't see passengers on board. Now you can hear these loud motorbikes, and they get a lot louder than that. They've really gotten out of hand here in Cebu City. I think Iloilo City, Bacolod City have been doing some enforcing and ticketing and confiscating the noisemakers, whatever it is how they modify these exhausts to make a lot of noise. You know, one person does it, and then somebody says, "Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna get one of those noisemakers on my motorbike and my exhaust." And it's almost 24 hours a day, and you've got to stop. You can't continue your conversation. And somebody mentioned, well, noise saves lives. Well, I would argue that no, they distract and cause accidents. As we got further up the mountain, we saw a lot of barrels, 55 gallons, I think, barrels sitting out by the side of the road. Now, I think they rely more on a water truck coming by and filling those. Maybe they use some of them. They try to collect rainwater when there is rainwater. But I think they use it for, I don't think they use it for drinking. I think they use it for washing and all those sorts of things. Does anybody else have any information about that? As you can see, got steeper. We're getting steeper and narrower, no sidewalks. But yeah, everybody looks out for everybody else, I guess, pretty much. Sorry stores, little stores that offer the basics, and yeah, most people, even Filipinos in the city, a lot of Filipinos don't use washing machines. They still wash by hand.
Morning. How are you?
Out here washing the clothes. Yeah, I want to tell you about John's. He does not get the cramping up in the legs, the burning sensation in the legs. And I didn't get it until we got to the real steep portion. This property, I believe, is the same one I've seen a number of times over many years, and it is unfinished on the front side. I don't know if there's any development on the back side or not. Does anybody know? Another interesting development. I'm not sure if this is one big house or if there is a housing development back behind it. Does anybody know what that is? Looks like a very nice house for sure. Great view into the city. And anyway, getting back to my friend John, he says no, he gets physically tired, but he doesn't get. There's a kilometer marker, and he does not get that burning sensation. And I was aware of it even in high school sports. A certain point of heavy exercising, get that burning sensation. And doing research over the years, my understanding is that it's nitric acid? Somebody correct me. Something that gets into your muscles and causes that burning sensation. I have a capsule I buy over the counter at Healthy Options, a health food store. It's called Muscle Recovery with citrulline malate. It's got a number of other things in it as well, but anyway, I also take beetroot. Beetroot it opens up your blood vessels and helps you recover faster. I do that. Eat a little beetroot or a smoothie with beetroot in it during the time or before I start exercising, lifting weights.
I think I told you I rode my bicycle across Canada from one end to the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
To end of Newfoundland, St. John's, Newfoundland.
How long did that take?
Well, the story was 22 years.
Oh.
I did it in 3 trips.
Oh, okay.
Victoria to Nanaimo to Vancouver to Montreal to New York, trip 1. And then trip 2, I flew to Montreal, picked up the road where I headed south, and continued on through Quebec, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia. And then 6 years later, I flew to Nova Scotia, picked up the road where I left off trip number 2. We rode through the rest of Nova Scotia and across Steepening.
Oh.
Then I went to the newspapers. American takes 22 years to ride across Canada. So it was, front page stuff. It was. Yeah, at the very end of the ride, it was a national park. It's the easternmost tip of North America. And I had planned this, and a reporter met me at the end.
Oh, well.
Next day in the paper, it was a great big photo of me and a nice article.
And John took another bike trip, I guess, across part of about 2,500 miles across part of Europe, starting in Norway. Anyway, this is another, I think, development. This is the parking area is all you can see from the road down here. But up and back behind that, I believe, are townhouses, houses, whatever. I'm not quite sure what all is back there. There are a couple of restaurant and or hotels up here, a couple of them, I think. And that's got to be tough biking up this road. And there are, once we get up into the steeper area, you've got quite a number of restaurants and newer ones opening up as well. So we'll talk a little bit about that as we get up higher here.
Hello. Hello. Ice cream. Up here. All right. Going up there still. Busai Highlands. It's called the Gas Lamp District.
Had to mute the sound as they're playing music loud enough that it's probably copyrighted music, and I would get a copyright strike if I left it on the video. Anyway, a little eating area, one of a few going up, and we're going to look at a number of others before we get to the top. Another kilometer marker. They seem to be getting further apart. Kilometers, 0.6 miles.
JY to the tops.
Walking?
Yeah, walking. How many kilometers?
8.
From here.
Eight. More or less 8.
And how long does it take you to ride from JY to the top? On your bike? How long?
50 minutes.
Is that the whole way?
This one? Yep. 30. This PR is... Pro. Hey, this PR is 24 minutes. Pro rider. Yeah, 24 minutes from JY to champion.
Two tops. To the left.
Pro rider before.
That's pretty fast.
Hi vlog.
Hey,
We're always here.
hello to the world.
Where are you from? From California to Philippines.
Yeah, we're just walking up there from JY. Yeah.
That's the finish line over there.
This is good
That
coffee.
part.
Yeah.
We'll keep
Good
walking.
coffee.
We'll have lunch up there.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
If you're looking for coffee,
You still
the
going
best
up?
coffee.
All right, very good. We'll stop on the way down.
Yeah.
All right.
Be careful on the way down. It's dangerous. Yeah.
Enjoy.
Okay, see you. Bye-bye. 24 minutes.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
And 30 minutes? 30 minutes for
30.
you?
This one, 30.
Good. And 50 minutes? What
No,
else?
36.
36 was good.
36 minutes.
That's very good. Okay, see you. Bye-bye.
Have a good day, guys.
Maybe we'll stop on the way down.
Yeah.
I have thought about buying a bicycle, but not really ready to do that. Got a motorbike. I don't like to ride in town, but maybe on a Sunday when there's less traffic, ride around a little bit. This is kind of like a little town area. A lot more. There's little stores, stores, houses, little town area, I believe. Not sure what it's called, but a little more population right here, partway up the hill. John said we might have to walk back to this town to find transportation on the way back, unless we wanted to walk back. And we actually ended up finding hobble drivers, motorbike taxis, sitting right outside our Tops restaurant. And 200 pesos, about $4 US, to take us back down to where we started at, JY Square. Someone building a multi-story house on the side of the mountain. I think it drops down pretty quickly after that a little bit. Anyway, we're getting a little bit steeper up here, and we're going to talk to here's somebody with a real nice house. Piers, very nice house there. Coming out into traffic around that corner, blind corner. A little tricky probably, but looks like they've got an in and an out there, so they can come out, face out, see the traffic coming. It'll help. Talk to this jeepney driver.
We're going up to Tops, and we'll take the.
Why are you going to top?
Yeah, now we are. Yeah.
So
Later.
when you come back, if you want to, the only way of going to GY or Outreach, you have to ride motorcycle.
Motorcycle, but
Yeah,
we can go down to the town down here. We need 2 jeepneys, right?
2 motorcycle.
We do 2. We would go from Tops to the town.
Going to GY.
We need 2 jeepneys.
Yeah,
2 jeepneys. Okay.
2 motorcycle.
Okay. Okay. This is where the old restaurant was up here. I think this is what you were
Okay,
asking about.
Temple of Leah. Okay, Temple of Leah that way.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's where the old kind of
Oh,
restaurant
okay.
was. But now we go up to the top.
all right.
This is the one turn off. I think you were asking about.
Okay, yeah. On. Mountain View Nature Park, Temple of Leah, a couple other places up there, and Chick Boy.
This is a milestone getting here. So now we're
Okay,
getting closer, Rod.
over maybe 2/3 of the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
El Garaje de Busay Food Park. Hello. Morning. Skyscape Cafe. Cliff. Highlands of Busay.
Coming up to the turnoff there to the left, going up to Tops, and that is the hardest part. We've had the last third of the way, we've had some really steep roads, but this is the steepest of all, and it was a major challenge. By this time, we're getting a little exhausted, put it that way, but the goal is still ahead of us. Balai Busay, Tops restaurants, bunch of them up here, and new ones under construction.
That's the turnoff. No, the steep slog. John Nelson is going to lead the way. He's going to pull me. Where's the rope?
That way.
All right.
Another 30 minutes. Uphill. I guess it's in Fahrenheit. I guess it's 10 degrees cooler up here than down below.
Yeah, probably.
If it's 88 down there,
No.
it's probably around 80 right now.
Is this a restaurant or somebody's house?
Oh, I think somebody's house.
I forgot to bring my spray paint. Rod was here.
And never again, huh?
Yeah.
Teresa's saying she's just too old for this now.
Well, I'm glad we're doing this. Would I do it again? I don't know.
You can brag to Tom.
Yeah. Well, the first half the way it wasn't too bad.
No, it's just that it's relentless. I
Yeah,
mean,
it takes its toll.
It just keeps going. I was waiting. I was looking forward to sitting. I remember that where we just stopped there.
Uh-huh.
I remember sitting there, and every time I've walked here, it's like,
Uh-huh.
I want to get to that spot. That's where we're going, top of Cebu.
Spice restaurant. Balai Busai restaurant, I guess.
Yeah, this is Busai up here, this whole area.
Memoy's Grill, Skyline Branch. Hello. Are you open every day?
Yes, sir.
What hours?
12 a.m. to 12 midnight.
Okay, noon till midnight every day.
11.
Oh, till 11. All right. All right. Pretty good.
Somewhere along here, and here the road kind of splits. They've got a higher section for the road coming down, then they come together, and a little bit lower section for the traffic going up. And boy, it was steep, very steep. You probably can't get the full idea from this video, but my legs would in my thighs would burn. I would stop for a couple seconds and then go again. So you're thinking it's this is tops, right? Wrong. You've got a nice relaxing walk down up over this top of this part of the mountain, and then you get a really good breather going down the hill, and depending on how big a screen you're watching this on, it goes down and makes a curve, and way out there in the distance, well, not that far really, is another, you start going up there. And this is the Tops restaurant. I've been up here probably 4 times in the past, and they've always had a big crowd, but this is Easter week. Easter week, big, huge holiday here. I think the mall's even closed for a couple days, day and a half at least, and they don't even do that at Christmas time. So that's the view from down at Cebu City. So what a wonderful view. It was a little bit hazy. We were there a couple hours, I think, and as time went on, it got a little clearer, but still hazy. And great view up here. We both were going to order, I think, tuna belly. They were out of tuna belly. I ended up getting salmon. My friend, I'll show you what we had here. Fortunately, I brought a second battery along. I didn't realize my battery had quit back there, and anyway, I was able to change it out and do some more videoing. There again, I had to mute the sound because of the music playing in the background. Pretty loud. At least it was enjoyable, kind of. But so many of the restaurants they play so loud. Anyway, he had bongus fish and we had mung bean or something like that, and I had Norway salmon. And after a couple hours sitting there enjoying the view, some drinks and some food, conversation, we're so fortunate. These hobble motorbike taxis were outside, 200 pesos each to take us back to where we started from. And we were thinking we were going to be walking back at least halfway back to that town down the road, and which I wouldn't have mind, but in the end, I'm glad we found these guys. It took us, I think, about 10 minutes to get down the road, and I will do a separate video about that trip going down. Anyway, thanks for coming along and watching. If anybody's still watching, stay safe, stay healthy. And that taxi, probably somebody took the taxi up, and he was going to wait until they were ready to leave and take them back down, probably, because it could get a little challenging finding transportation up here. See you next time.